All right. So anyway, lots of talk about this match. A few different like themes have been going on the internet regarding this match. One of them being that Leffen doesn't know the matchup, and that is true. He doesn't really know the matchup, but he is also one of the best players in the world, right? I don't think that's any I don't think that's a legitimate John to not know the Samus matchup. It's a fact, right? He really doesn't, but I mean that's part of skill at this point. In 2015, there should be no matchup that you do not know. And even if you don't get a lot of practice against it, I mean, we don't here in SoCal, we don't get a lot of jigs practice. Okay, so in 2015, I don't think there's any reason to not know the Samus matchup. In fact, so like in SoCal, we don't get a lot of jigs practice, right? But we still have to deal with it, right? And some of us are pretty good at it anyway. Marth, like we haven't had a Marth since 2007 up until recently when Ken decided to come back. So our Marth practice isn't that high. And then you could say like, Marth is more common, so you'll see it at a bunch of different tournaments, right? Jigs is way harder to come around, get around to, but for some reason people still have that matchup down, right? There's knowledge out there, there's videos out there, you can definitely see what people are doing against jigs, all the same. You can see it, you can see what people are doing against Samus, right? So that's a no, Johns. Everyone needs to know it. Same with Chillin. Like when people said Chillin doesn't know the matchup, sucks for Chillin. It's like, yeah, it's kind of true, but I mean, it hasn't been 15 years. I don't know why I keep saying that, but it's been a long time. People should know the matchups already. So yeah. All right, that's number one. Number two, so people notice I grab a lot, right? In this match, and people are acting. People are acting like I got away with a lot of stuff because of Leffen's lack of matchup knowledge, and that's not necessarily true because I'll grab anybody. I'll grab people that I play with every single day. Like look at me against Mike Hayes, I got a lot of grabs. Up B's, I got him on him too. The whole idea behind playing Samus is that you're playing a very strong neutral game with a lot of conditioning. So you have to condition your opponent to do the things that you want him to do. So people don't see that, right? They just see someone falling for a grab and they think, oh, he's stupid. He should have just like sidestepped or he should have rolled, whatever. But the point is I conditioned him to shield in that very moment that I decided to grab. So he felt comfortable shielding because I forced him into it and then I grabbed him. And you could talk about reactions all day, but when your brain is telling you that this is the most optimal time to shield and it would be stupid not to shield here, it's hard to avoid that. You're going to get grabbed anyway because you'd be an idiot to not shield there and then turns out I'm going to grab you, right? So it's a tricky little mix-up game, lots of conditioning going on, and I'll point out an example of that a little later so you guys could see it. But anyway, I guess I could do this with the commentary if we're not going to have music. So we had Dunk and Alan commentating, the homies. But yeah, so as I'm playing Leffen, I could already tell he's some of the approaches he's taken to fight me aren't the traditional. Like he wasn't rushing me down, right? And he was falling for certain things that he shouldn't have, like this one, right? That's a classic. Like I've been doing that for like 8 years. The empty hop into the stage, land. Let me make sure it's not lagging. But yeah, so basically I jump off the ledge and I empty hop onto the ledge to kind of bait an up smash like this, right? It looks like I'm committing to getting inside, and then I don't. And then I just hover right outside that range. It looks like I'm still in the air, and I'm not. I land, boom. And that's spacing, dude. That's midair spacing. Look at this. Knocks me off. It looks. You think I'm jumping in, right? And look what he does. He reacts to it. So it wasn't really a mistake on his part. It was a reaction to my bait, and I jumped in and got the down smash off. He nods. He knows he got. My hood is not up. No, I wanted to wear a hoodie the next day, but it was a lot hotter that day, so I didn't do it. The reason I wear hoodies is because it helps me concentrate, because I like kind of block out visually my peripheral, and it helps me like just focus on the screen. But anyway, But yes. I had a point before I started rambling about something. I forgot. I'll remember. But anyways, while I was playing Leffen, something that was going through my head was I am supposed to win this match. So in my head, I was telling myself, by all means, I should win this match because uh, a couple of things in my favor. He's not an expert at the matchup. Um, I am an expert at the matchup. He doesn't know how I play whatsoever. And on top of all that, he's probably, if he's got Samus experience, it's for Plup. Like I know for a fact, after he lost to Plup at Paragon, he like drilled and grinded that matchup to make sure it didn't happen again. Right at Apex, I even saw him watching all of Plup's matches to see if he was going to win or if Plup was going to lose and if he had to deal with him or not. Right. And when Plup lost, he was like kind of hyped about it and all that. So he was ready for Plup, and I am not Plup. I don't play like Plup at all. Like I do some things similar, but not quite. I focus a lot more on the neutral game, as you can see. And throughout the match, I'm always vying for position. I'm conditioning, baiting, you know, playing a much different kind of game. Which, by the way, Kira is going to be releasing a video of the neutral game for Samus that I helped him with. So he's going to put out a Samus guide very soon. So you guys should look out for that. You are my bad, dude. I don't know why I don't think you're poor team. Because Will, dude, the first time I met you, you ended up buying us dinner like that one night. I'm like, holy shit, this guy's rich. But you were just being a homie. All right. So at a certain point, if you saw this match live, I actually fell behind a lot. I ended up being like, I fell behind by like a full 90, like a whole stock down. I think I was at 90% on the last stock, right? And so as I'm adjusting, right, I'm thinking too hard about how good he's at the matchup and what I'm doing, what I'm messing up, and then I thought, okay, what I need to do is just play the game without thinking about anything. I just need to play intelligently. Don't think about anything. Let your instincts and your subconscious take over and just play this matchup like you know how to play it, right? You're better than him at this matchup. And then this crap happens, and he starts building all this damage. But again, I'm just thinking, don't give him any more respect. Like, I was giving him too much respect. I knew I was. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Did you see that? So this is what I'm talking about positioning, right? He puts me up in the air, and I am not ready. Like, I actually want you guys to see this. This is actually a neat little thing. See, and it has nothing to do with matchup, right? Because this has, like, what I'm about to show you has nothing to do with matchup. This is just game sense. And I actually feel, so this was my point from earlier. I feel like some people, when they practice the game a certain way to get better, they're missing out on the West Coast style. Like, the West Coast style has a lot of conditioning and, strong neutral game kind of ideas and philosophies out here. They're just way different from other regions. So I feel someone like Leffen, he was so focused on getting good at the game in a way that made a lot of sense to him that he's overlooked other aspects of the game. Like I don't feel like Armada would have that much trouble with me never playing me in his life. He did at one point, but I had a match with him where I two-stocked him at Paragon, but then he ended up adapting really hard. But that's something that I think Leffen could end up picking up. And you get that a lot from playing Samuses because Samuses live off of those intangibles that you can't really, that are much harder to teach. Like, look at this, right? He's dropping there, and I could decide on a few things, right? I could either land on the platform. I could land on the platform on the top, and then he could just jump up and up air me, right? That's kind of what he's looking for. What am I going to do? Right? And I'm thinking, no, that's not good. That's not good positioning for me. Let me try to get better positioning. So I keep falling to the left, and then I fall so low before ever using my jump just to bait him into committing to trying to hit me. And it's only until that point when he realizes that I'm too far gone to land on the platform, He jumps to hit me, and that's the precise moment where I jump, get away. Now he's committed to the left. I've got center stage now because now I'm on the platform. I drop, boom, it's mine. Center stage is mine. See, that's the kind of game I play, and that's the kind of game like it's really hard to teach people to do that. You know what I mean? I'm up in the air getting attacked, and I retake center stage anyways. And here, same thing. So it was at this point when I decided to just play my game that I started getting that's the first grab of the game, by the way. I started to get comfortable. Mango's teachings would benefit Leffen, for sure. For sure. But yeah, actually, Mango has said before that he knows I'm playing well when I start grabbing a lot. Because I'm getting comfortable with conditioning and all that, which is a big part of my game. So yeah, this essentially is a 0 to death where I just beat him out in a ton of neutral game situations. You see, like positioning here, like he's controlling the top. I'm not challenging him up there. I'm dancing around, waiting for him to commit to the bottom somehow, and then he does. He finally gets on the ground. I pretend. Oh my god, that's awesome, dude. I played well, man. I played well. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. You're laughing at that? I played well. Really did. Okay. So anyway. So while he's playing on the top platform, I'm trying to bait him back down. So I'm dashing around, and really, if he stays up there and he gives me a good chance, I'll jump up there and hit him, right? And he knows that. That's why he's not just staying up there all day. So I'm running around. Then at one point he drops and he misses, right? So I dash after him. He dashes back. He double jumps, and then he drops. And then you see me running forward, and I knew that was a bait because that was just way too easy. And look how much distance we have. There's no way I'm going to catch up to him and hit him without him reacting, right? So I run up, bait him into thinking I'm approaching, and then I retreat immediately and just shoot him in the face. That was a setup. That was a positioning setup. Yeah, I'll put this on YouTube. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, so I won't be playing music then, just to make sure it goes on. And then there was the punish game, just a lot of exchanges that worked out my way that just racked up the damage. My edge guards were sloppy, to be honest. I wasn't happy with my edge guarding against Leffen, but I think a lot of it had to do with my because he doesn't take traditional, like when a fox is really good against Samus, they'll take certain recovery options, and I didn't trust that he knew those recovery options for me to try reads and things like that. So now look at this, right? You want to talk about conditioning? Earlier in the match, just like a few seconds ago when I got that charge shot off, he baited me the same exact way. Look at the same exact situation. He drops, I run at him as if I'm going to do something, and then I retreat exact same way, and instead of doing any kind of hit, grab. Complete mix-up, 100% mix-up. Do you see how that worked? Like, it wasn't, I'm gonna say it wasn't his fault. You know what I mean? Like he did the right thing. I gave him the exact same situation again, and then I took it away and I did the other thing, the complete opposite thing, right? And this is at 93% when I'm completely liable to die if I miss that grab, right? Super risky. I'm dead. But that's what I did. Saga, hey, what's up, man? But yeah, yeah. So I just took a situation that he got comfortable with, and then changed it up. And then this is just more standard punish stuff. Yeah, and then I ended up taking the final stock with the forward tilt, I believe. Yeah, caught him before he ended up landing, and actually that wasn't the end. He keeps going. He sticks around for a bit. Oops. Yeah. See, that was a lack of knowledge. He could have landed on the platform kind of safely if he like fast fell it, something along those lines. But yeah. Duck mentioned something about you not doing an F smash on that top platform. Oh yeah, because he said I was supposed to charge it. I never charge my forward smashes. I don't know why. It's something I need to work on. But anyway, yeah, let's just speed through this because I don't actually have a lot of time. I'm probably only going to do this for like 10 more minutes, 10 to 15. But anyway, this match was interesting because I ended up getting a really early lead, and of course, the same thing that happens to all kinds of players is as soon as I got a 2 stock lead, I started thinking in my head, "Oh my god, all right, this is it. I'm gonna win the whole match." And I got tunnel vision, and then I lost. But some things I started picking up here. So let me tell you why he DI'd like that, because that was awful DI. But the reason he DI'd like that was because he suspected I would charge shot him. So he had charge shot DI there. And that's just a lack of knowledge on me and what I like to do. Typically, I don't charge shot in that situation because it's not going to kill you. I might as well save it for a KO potential. Oh, new sub, Slag Blast. Thank you. Appreciate it.
He's your favorite, man.
Let's give him those emotes, guys. Thank you. But also, if you like this analysis, this is what I do for you. Like, you submit your match, and I'll do it for you. So, if you like what you're hearing now, then it's definitely a decent idea to sub. And you can submit as many matches as you want each month. I promise I'll stream more. But anyway, yeah, he had charge shot DI there, so he DI that really poorly. Yeah, I really just felt extremely uncomfortable off stage against him. Normally against someone else, I would run off and I would down air. I would spike him, but I just didn't know what he would do when I got him off the stage. I had no clue, and I didn't want to risk my positioning just on a guess. Same deal. The reason that one worked is he missed his punish, and what do you do when you miss a punish? Like, I wave dash in like I'm gonna attack him, right? Because he's still in lag. So what does he do? He gets defensive. Grab. That doesn't work on other foxes, and it's not because they know what to do against Samus. It's because they know what to do against me, and that's something I do. So I guarantee you, like Joey and Mike Hayes, if they had no experience with me, that would grab them every time until they learned, right? So that has nothing to do with Fox Samus. That's just me. Okay, so then. Yeah, let's keep this going. Yeah, he hit me with a lot of good invincible wave dash off the ledge. Oh, what's up, Mike? Oh wait, okay. The Let's Go Hugo Chan, I guess, is from the video, not a sub. Okay. All right, let's speed this one up a little bit because I kind of want to talk about the last match a little more. But yeah, Leffen was adjusting, and I could tell he was, and not only that, but this stage is actually pretty hard for Samus. And he was playing a solid laser game against me. At the last frame, he ends up getting. I started making a comeback. Yo, Bash Prime, what's up? Oh yeah, and I started rolling a lot. I was getting nervous and I was messing up a lot of easy tech. And see that I tend to DI the drill pretty well. Like my DI just kind of I made it so that here I'll play it slow mo so you guys can see it. So he drills me, and I DI it so that when he shines, I go into the middle of the stage and I regain positioning with his attack. So right there, I wave dash back, and then and he shielded my down smash. So I logged that. You know what I mean? I know that next time he's probably willing to shield if he notices that I miss. And that's my favorite kind of grab too. Shield grabs are my favorite because what do people have to worry about when they land on Samus? A B, right? So they shield. And I knew he was doing that, so then I just started mixing him up to grab. And I guarantee you, if he stopped shielding, I would have stopped grabbing. It's that simple, right? All the Reddit kids think that this is all he had to do. Like I would have no answer for his counter, right? That's the whole point of conditioning. Okay, so I mount a little comeback. He ends up getting a good finisher on me. Dunk is so funny. But look, he does an amazing up smash. He caught me wave dashing forward to tilt to kind of. I wanted to kind of clip him off the stage, and he actually dashed in, ran in, and up smashed me as my leg was retracting. So it was super quick. It wasn't random. He actually covered the lag on my forward tilt, which is really a really tight window. So it was really impressive. I had to nod my head at that and not get upset because he totally earned it. Okay. Yeah, these Reddit kids, dude. Yeah, I definitely choked. It should have been a 2-0. Definitely. But anyway, okay, so we go to the last match. See, look at that. So you see how the mix-ups happen. So I go on the stage here, and he up airs me, right? So what do I do instead of he's behind? So instead of me up being, which he's ready for, I just jump. I just drop the position and just jump over him, and then protect myself with an air. See that DI? He drilled me, and I DI'd behind him. So that's super important. But Samus's, if you want to know a better way to fight Fox, that's an important aspect of the game. It's just DIing the drill to get behind in a lot of situations, to cross them up with their attack. You know what I mean? And I can't even tell you how to do that because I don't even know myself. I just do it. One day, Lovage told me I need to DI the drill, and then I just do it now. I don't know. Okay. All right, I'm almost done. All right. So that time, what I do, that time I beat, right? And I don't even know if it was reaction. Let me see. Because, okay, that one was reaction. So he ended up narrowing my shield a little too high, and I caught that. Although he might have still had time. Let me see. You see what goes into these decisions? Like, it's not just blind up being. It's not just blind. Like, look how high he hit it. And he hit it so high because I wave dashed in. So I messed up his spacing on the nair, and I caught that. I caught him doing it with poor spacing. So then, because look, if I had been just a couple inches back where he intended me to be when he started the nair, he would have hit my shield lower, right? So back there, and then he started it. If I was just a little bit back, he would have hit me. But I caught it, shielded it, hit him high, and then I had before he could ever hit the ground, I would get the up B off. So he couldn't get his L cancel up in time for him to shield it, or for him to shield it. Yeah. So that was a frame guarantee. Okay. First stock goes to me. Okay. You see how sometimes I'll also challenge the top platform. I won't just stay on the ground the whole time. Like if I catch him in the right position, I'll do it. So there I caught him in a bad spot where I knew he was forced to go exactly where my up air would go. And then people also don't do this. I don't see a lot of Samuses do this. I do offensive up Bs. See that? He wasn't even on my shield for me to do that defensively. He jumped over me, and I just did it because he was in the range. It was an offensive up B. And then I tried to catch him with down smash, didn't work. But I'm also going to do a series with Kira. You know how Joey did the 7 box tips? I'm going to do that with Samus. So that one will be in there. The intercepting of Bs. I don't see a lot of people do that. Did it again. Did it again, but that time we messed up. I did it too many times in a row, and I took a lot of damage for it. So lesson learned. I probably didn't do it again. Like I see now adjusting again. You see, like I'll keep mixing it up. He won't, so he doesn't get used to anything. That roll was bad. That should have been a guaranteed punish. Anyway. That was a fortunate missile. I had no intention of that hitting him, but it worked out. And I was missing easy punishes there. But again, keep catching him. That was stupid. He dodged the charge shot with his, or he ended up trading with his downer, and he didn't get hit. That was like ridiculous. All right. Okay, so clearly I'm starting to fall for. I'm starting to be a little too much, and I think I started to recognize it. But at the same time, he was getting hit a lot. So okay, so look at that there. So that was the first throw setup I did. I think that was the first throw I missed. Straight up, that was the first throw I missed the whole set. So I had like 95% accuracy on my throws. So I pretended to dash attack, and then he ends up dodging it, drill shining me, which is kind of newbie because everyone dodges that one. That's like the most basic Samus grab. And it actually makes me mad when other people fall for it because I'm like, dude, that's the most obvious. But right. But there's one in particular that I'm really happy about. One little mix-up that I did that I think won me the game or guaranteed me the game. So that one's another one. See that? Look at the spacing I was at. So I pretended I was shielding because he just did a back air, right? So what do foxes do when they back air you and then you're right in their range? They back air you again, right? They're waiting for you to kind of mess up. So he did his first back air, and I recognized that I was in a poor position, so I stayed in my shield. I'll show you right now. Okay. Boom. So he back airs me, and then I run back and he back airs, and then I miss, or he misses. So then instead of me staying in his shield and letting him do it all over again, or me up being because the range isn't right, I just grab out of shield. And I caught him in the air. So he, exactly what I said, right? What did he do? They do a second back air. And that's exactly what he did. You saw him jump there with a back air, and I caught him in the air. So it worked out for me. Okay. And there's Dunk being super biased. All right. And so I don't lose any more stocks on this. I think I won by 2 stock. But yeah, I start slowly racking up the damage. I'm very glad I didn't die here. That I'm surprised didn't work. So what I did was, as soon as I stole the ledge, I dropped, and my intention was to trade with the weak Nair, because the weak Nair means he won't get hit back far enough to be able to tech the wall. So people were asking, like, why didn't I down air? Well, he could have just DI'd left, teched, and then I would have died, and he would have just gone back up. No good, right? So I went for a weak Nair to hit him lightly and just let him fall to his death like at 0%, because he just wouldn't have had, he would have just fallen. He was so low, he would have just died. Some reason it didn't work, so I went for all the marbles there. It didn't work out. And there I went for the read on the side B. Didn't work. Yeah, see, the commentators are knowing that I'm doing it based on condition. Okay, got him again. Okay. So here's like the game winner, I think. So he comes here, and I do the exact same thing I've been doing every time. I go behind him with my shield, and he's in his shield, right? So then he's thinking, okay, he's going to grab. So he's totally ready for it, and he jumps out. All right, so this is the part where I think like I bring it all together, right? So after all that conditioning and all, this is the part I think wins me the match, like seals it. So everything I've done to this point has led Leffen to believe that in this situation, I'm going to grab. I run up, I dash away, I run back up, and he's in a defensive position because he should be, because I might hit him. And he shields, and I shield right behind him. Right? And every time I've done this, I've grabbed. So this one time at the end of the set, I end up reading that he's going to try to react to this grab and jump out of the way. So instead of grabbing, I jump and nair. Right? This is why, and I catch him. And this is why the Reddit kids annoy me, because they have all these answers as if I'm not going to have answers, right? As if I won't recognize that they're adjusting, and that I'll change my tactics around that to just beat it out as well. And not that it's easy, and not like I could just do this at command, but I'm saying like there's ways around their ideas on how to beat Samus, right? I wouldn't I wouldn't exist as a player for 10 years if my character was all a gimmick, right? And if these kids had all the answers, right? That wouldn't work. So I think that's all dumb. But anyway, and so what I was saying is this is this kind of situation is like kind of representative of like the West Coast style, right? It's hard to teach that, and that's why players like Mango, like Joey, they we all represent like a West Coast style where it's just heavy on adjusting to conditioning and forcing players to do what we want them to do. We don't dissect the game the same way the East Coast does. But that's why a player like Lucky, like compared to other Foxes, he's actually horrible. Technically, he's like just he's not on the level of the other Foxes when it comes to tech skill, right? No one in Norwalk shield drops. It's ridiculous, right? But they still win because they're exploring this other side of the game that other players are not, and that's what I think a player like Leffen could learn from, is sit in a basement with a Samus player for like 2 months, and you're not going to learn Samus. You're going to learn the game in a different way, right? Because Samus relies on the West Coast style, I think, to do well on conditioning and things like that. So when you play Samus, you're not just going to learn how to shield up B. You're going to learn other things about the game that you can't learn playing other characters, or that other characters just don't explore as much. See what I mean? This is a completely different type of game.